Welcome, my name is Lovey New, and today we have a wonderful hip restorative class for you. You'll need a few props for this class: a blanket, a strap like this, even a belt would work, as well as some blocks for some of the poses we're going to do. Throughout this practice, there will be some moments of silence. I will be giving you some cues to let you know that I'm still present with you and I haven't gone anywhere. For this practice, which is different from some of the other ones, I want us to work on opening up, releasing, and rejuvenating ourselves throughout this practice and giving some love specifically to the hips today, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Since we are going to be getting into the hips, I want to do a little bit of a warm up. So go ahead, let's go into a tabletop position, hands underneath your shoulders, knees hip width apart. Inhale, drop your belly into cow. Exhale, round your back into cat. Inhale, into cow, lifting the chest. Attempt to put your hips on the ceiling. Exhale, around the back. Push your hips forward. Continue a few more rounds of cat-cow at your own pace. Continue to breathe. Nice and gentle. Just trying to open up the body, the hips, the back. Pause in any areas that you feel may need a little more attention. Good. Come back to neutral spine. Go ahead. I want you to step your right foot forward. Straighten it up. And we're going to go ahead and get into a low lunge. I'm going to scoot back so I can be a little bit even. Perfect. Low lunge, make sure that front knee does not go past your toes. And you're trying to sink low, lifting the chest. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of the left thigh or on the back side of the right thigh. Exhale, push back into half splits. Point or flex the toe, your choice. Just again, sit back into those hips, warming up the piriformis, the glutes, the calves, the hamstrings. Inhale, back to the lunge again. Lifting the chest, finding length. Separation between front thigh and back. Still remembering to breathe. Take it easy. Use your breath throughout this practice to anchor you. Exhale, push back. Sit into it. Again, point or flex depending on what kind of stretch you are looking for. Elongating the spine towards your foot or towards the mat. Good. Exhale. Go ahead, step your right foot back into tabletop. Let's switch, step the left foot forward now into low lunge. Adjust your spacing and make sure that you have your nice alignment, 90 degrees in this knee. Make sure to go past your front toes, finding length in the spine as well as separation between the front and back thigh. Exhale, push back, sit into your pose, elongate the spine, bringing the crown of the head towards your foot. Pause here, feeling a nice stretch in the back side of the thigh. Sitting back, stretching out the gluteus maximus minus, as well as the piriformis. Continuing to breathe. Inhale to low lunge, lifting the chest, finding some more length in the spine, as well as between the thighs. Still should feel a nice stretch on the front thigh on the right side. Good. Exhale. Go ahead, push back one more time. Flex the foot this time. Continue to breathe. Good, nice and easy. And come back. Step your foot back to tabletop. Sweep your legs to the side. And go ahead and we'll come to staff pose. Pull the flesh from your sit bones. Go ahead. I just want you to bend up your knees just for a second. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Lift your chest. Elongate the spine. Stretching the piriformis in the hip. Warming it up slightly for what we're about to do. Keep breathing. If it's in your practice, bring that foot closer. Chest closer to your thighs. Elongate the spine and continue to breathe. Remember, this is restorative, just trying to warm the body up. Exhale, drop your right foot to the mat. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, twist, gaze over, nice and gentle, over your left shoulder. Pause and breathe. Exhale, release, unwrapping yourself. Go ahead, bend your legs back up. Now we'll do the opposite side. Bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Nice and gentle, opening up that hip right here. Greater trochanter, the piriformis. You're getting into the hamstrings, the quads. If it's in your practice, you can bring that leg closer, chest closer to your thighs, elongating the spine. Exhale, drop your left foot to the mat. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Exhale, twist. Gaze over your right shoulder. Nice and gentle. And breathe. Good. Let's release. Unwrap. And let's get started. For our first pose, we're going to need one block, and this is pigeon. You can also get a blanket if you want to pillow your head on the blanket, or if you want to pillow it on a block. I am a block person, so that's what I choose to use. Of course, this is your practice, whatever makes you feel most comfortable, right? All right, so go ahead. And what we're gonna do is, I go into tabletop, nice and easy. And my goal is to bring my right knee behind my right hand, left, and then my right foot behind my left hand. I'm going to ground myself, lowering down, grounding the left foot. As I do that, take the opposite block and sit it right underneath the right hip. Okay, and you can play with it. It may need to be high, it may need to be low, depending on where you sit in your pigeon and how flexible you are. I like to lengthen the spine for a second. Exhale, slowly walking yourself down. Adjust the block or blankets in any way. You can wrap your arms around, interlace them. Scan your body for areas that you need to make any adjustments. Is the block too close? Am I elongating my spine? Was I shortening it? And when you're ready, close your eyes and go within. Again, scan your body, see if there's any areas you might have found some release in. Make any adjustments that you feel is necessary. And go back into the pose. We'll be here a little bit longer. I'll let you know when it's time to release the pose. Follow your breath and surrender. Come back to your breath. Go ahead, tuck your toes on the left side, rise up for a second, removing the block. Lower back down, push yourself up, and release the leg. Now we're going to prepare for the opposite side. Go ahead, move the block to the left of you. Bring your left knee behind your left hand, left foot behind your right. Begin to lower down and ground that right leg. When you're low enough, go ahead, place the block where it's comfortable for you, and you may have to play with it. And sometimes it starts out better, sometimes it's worse. It's all different. Adjust your block height, your arms, and the goal is to make sure you're not holding tension, but you're able to melt into these poses. Scan your body for any areas of tension. Make any adjustments you need before you surrender to the pose. Continue to follow your breath. I'm still here with you. Make any adjustments again that you feel is needed to help support your body in this position. We'll be here for a few more moments. And when you're ready, go ahead, push yourself back up onto your hands, tuck the toes on the right side, lift up, remove the block, and go ahead and step back to child's pose just for a moment. bring your forehead to the mat. Nice and easy, no rush. Good. Come back up. Hope that felt good. Now we're going to prepare for one of my favorite poses. You will need 2 blocks. You will need a strap as well. Again, remember we're working on opening up the hips, trying to get some expansion and some more length in there. Again, throughout this practice, use your breath as your anchor. Help it unify the mind, the body, and soul, creating some more space, relaxation, as well as grounding yourself. Okay, let's go ahead. You can unravel your strap. You can make it even if you're OCD like me. It's like, I need it to be even, right? So go ahead. We're going to go to corpse pose, lie back. And these blocks can be in reachable distance. I will say that might be important, right? So go ahead. We're going to bend the right knee up for just a second. You're going to squeeze it in. Nice release. Flex the foot up. Take the strap, one in the right hand, one in the left hand. Go ahead. Put it in the arch of your foot, even pulling back just for a second for a deeper stretch. Exhale, release your legs straight up to the sky. Extend towards your forehead or towards the door. Finding length if you can. Good. When you're ready, get your block and you can put on the highest point, and it's like this, or the lowest, your choice. But try to kind of line up where you think your foot or ankle would land, right? Good. You're trying to attempt to keep this thigh on the mat, this hip to the floor. You don't want to pop up, but go ahead, extend the straps into your right hand. Find the length, still pushing through and flexing your left foot. Exhale, lower your right leg to the block. And maybe it has to be closer, it has to be adjusted in some way. Maybe it's not stable enough, it's not far enough. Whatever it may be, make those adjustments. And once you're there, hopefully the block is in a good position. You can hold on to the straps. I'm really not putting much tension or force on the strap as I am in this position. Come back to your breath. Surrender to the pose. Scanning the areas. And it's your choice. You can drop your head to the opposite side. Again, scan your body, making any adjustments you may need, loosening the grip if you can on the straps. It's there just to keep a nice balance. Shouldn't be much tension at all. Continue to follow your breath. We'll be silent for the next few minutes, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out of the pose. Come back to your breath. Bring your head back neutral. Again, make sure you have a good grip on the straps. Inhale, bring your leg back up to center. Exhale, bend your knee, releasing the strap and extending your leg to the mat. Go ahead, shake out your legs. Take a moment, pause, and feel the difference between the right leg when you compare it to the left leg. Is it more tense, released, loose, flexible, re-energized? Hope you feel all of those, right? All right, let's go ahead, come back to our corpse pose. Inhale, bring your left knee to your chest, wrap your arms around for a squeeze, just for a pause. Again, take your strap, wrap it around your foot, extend it up to the sky, flex your feet, both of them. Extend your left leg towards your head for a deep stretch, just for a moment. Now take the block on the opposite side, extend it out about arm's length. I'm pretty long the leg, so put the straps into your left hand and slowly extend your left foot towards the block. Make any adjustments that you need. Still attempting to keep the left hip on the mat. We'll be here for a little bit. Surrender to the pose. Loosen up your grip if you have a death grip like I just realized I did on my strap. Loosen it up. Come back to your breath. Go ahead, make sure you have a good grip of the belt in your left hand. Inhale slowly, bringing your left leg back to center. Exhale, bend your knee, releasing the strap and lay back to the mat. Shake out your legs. Good job. Go ahead, let's rise up to a seated position. And now we're going to prepare for some work against the wall. You won't need any props for this one. All right, and so I adjust my mat and just turn towards the wall, right? Good, perfect. So what we're gonna do with this one is just a figure 4 against the wall. Again, kind of what we did at the beginning, but now we're going to kind of relax into the pose. You can get a blanket if you want to help support your head. I kind of like it like this. I also sometimes half roll it so that I can get underneath the lumbar curve of my neck while I stay in this position, okay? Let me adjust and make sure this works. Perfect. Awesome. So now what I want you to do is I want you to bend your knees. You're going to sit close to the wall. I want you to have a 90-degree angle with both your feet planted on the wall. I don't want your buttocks to the wall. So I want about the exact same distance, this, away from the wall, and keeping a 90-degree between the knee and the hip, okay? So if you need a little help getting up the wall, you can get close to it and ride it up and walk it up slowly with your legs, your choice. But for this one, like I was saying, you can't be very close for it. You actually need to be quite off of it. Bringing the blanket underneath your cervical spine. Bring both your feet to the wall nice and even. And before we get comfortable in this position, I want you to realign your back and make sure everything's kind of straight, right? Really checking in, really kind of feeling in and tuning into the body. So again, let's do that inhale where we push our hips off the mat, tucking the tail in, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Sealing ourselves to the mat. Perfect. Feel the alignment, feel if there's anything that needs to be adjusted. Maybe the blanket's not rolled up high enough. Feel like I need one more roll. Okay, so that works for me. And go ahead, take your feet out a little bit wider than hip width apart, not very much. Bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Good. Now we're going to stay here in the figure 4 for a few breaths. Scan your body for any areas of tension. Good. You can stay here if you'd like. If you'd like a little bit more in this kind of tension, go ahead, flex your foot up to the sky, and you can interlace your hands behind the left thigh and gently, and I mean gently, tug towards your chest. Scan your body for any areas of tension. If it's too much for you, again, back off. Scoot towards the wall if you need to bring that leverage there and still Maintaining the tension on the right hip. Come back to your breath. Sink into the pose. We'll be here for a few more minutes and I'll let you know when it's time to release. Come back to your breath. Exhale, release your right leg back to the wall. Now we're going to do the opposite side. Bring your right ankle on top of your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Make any adjustments. You can stay here or you can intensify and come back with a slight tug. We'll be here for a few minutes. I'll let you know when it's time to come out of this pose. Scan your body again. If too much tension, you can release that. Still pressure against the wall. Your choice. Come back to your breath. Exhale, release both feet to the mat. Go ahead, if you can, move this and take a few scoots forward. Your feet out wide and windshield wipe your knees side to side. Nice and gentle, no rush. Good. Come back to your breath. Let's come back up to an easy seat. Before we prepare for our final pose, in this one I want to again remember we're sticking with the hip theme, so I want to end in a Shavasana with bound ankle. In bound ankle, you bring your soles, your feet together, and since this is a restorative class, let's go ahead and support our knees, or our hips really, but we put some blocks underneath our knees. And then we're going to lower down. Slowly you can walk yourself down. You may need to make some adjustments as you get back into your position. Maybe bring them higher, bring them lower, whatever you may need. Still go ahead, tuck your shoulders underneath, extending your arms out to the side, palms up. Close your eyes. And come to your breath. Clear your mind on your inhales and relax your body on your exhales. Shavasana.
When you're ready, come back to your breath. Create some small movements in your fingertips and toes. When you're ready, you can remove the props. Roll to your right side for a pause, pillowing your head with your arms. When you're ready, push yourself up to a seated position. Legs crossed. Close your eyes and pause for a moment. Notice how you feel after the practice, how the energy flows within you. Hoping that this practice helped your hips open up, your glutes, the lower back, the piriformis, the psoas, and worked on the muscles and ligaments of the iliac crest. Go ahead, bring your hands to heart center, press into that heart space. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Again, thank you so much for joining me for a wonderful practice. If you like this video, please subscribe. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Loving New or New Yoga Wellness. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Bye.